Okay, 3.1c, day 3 of algebra tiles. So let's go down to example 1. We want to solve using algebra tiles. So what you're going to do is start off by using your algebra tiles to represent the equation, and then you're going to solve. So I've got 1x and 3 1s equals 7. Okay. Well, remember I want to get x by itself, so I would need to take away 3 or subtract 3 on both sides. So then all of these cancel each other out. So now what I'm left with is x equals 4. There's my answer. Okay, I'm going to skip a couple of these. We'll do example 2. Here we've got x minus 4 equals 3. So with my algebra tiles, I've got 1x and 1, 2, 3, 4 negatives equals 1, 2, 3 positives. Well, I want to get x by itself, so I need to add 4, right? I need 4 1s, so I'm going to add 4 1s to both sides. So now these 4 cancel each other out. Nothing cancels out on the left side, so we see that x equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the x value that would make that equation true. Letter B, we've got 3x's is equal to 6 negatives. Well, our x's are already by themselves, but we have 3, so we want to split them. In other words, divide them into groups of 3. Divide by 3. So I see if 3x's is 6 negatives, then 1x is 2 negatives. So x equals negative 2 is our answer. That's the x value that would make that equation true. Let's do a couple more of these. Again, you can either be drawing your pictures or using your algebra tiles to model these. So these ones, we have some negative x's. So we want to think, how could we make the negative x's positive? Okay. Well, if we're using our algebra tiles, if we've got a negative x and a positive 3, I could just flip my x over to make it positive. But if I flip my left side over, I have to flip everything on the right side over. So now I see that I've got 1x equals 3 negatives. So x would have to be negative 3 in order to make that equation true. So letter B, negative 2x equals 8. I've got 2 negative x's, and I've got 8, oops, wrong color, 8 positives here. So how could we make them positive? We could flip everything. Right? We could make our x's positive, which means we have to flip our 8 and make our 8 positives into negatives. So now our expression is 2x equals 8, and if we divide by 2, we see that 1x would be negative 4. So x equals negative 4 would be our answer. That's the x value that would make that equation true. Let's do one more. We're going to do letter D. Negative 2x plus 1 equals 3. So I've got 2 negatives and 1 positive equals 3 positives. Well, I want my x's to be positive. So what? Well, actually, I want to get my x's by itself. So in order to do that, I would need to take away 1. So then I'm left with 2 x's equals 2 positives. So I want my x's to be positive instead of negative, so I'm going to flip them, which means I have to flip my 2 1s and make them negative. And now if I divide by 2, I see that 1x equals 1 negative. So x equals negative 1 is the x value that would make that equation true. All right, that's the last one that we will